and welcome to Juneteenth 196 2020 Special Edition. B-Brilliant Minds Project, Inc. is honored to bring to you invited guests who will share their personal stories from past to present. B-Brilliant Minds understands the importance of leaving a legacy that will carry on after we are gone. We know that we are responsible for keeping our stories alive, creating opportunities for the voices of our communities to be seen and heard. The Juneteenth 196 2020 Special Edition will capture the essence of why we are celebrating and will celebrate our ancestors, the backs and shoulders who we are standing on, their faith, their resilience, their strength, their blood, sweat, and tears are the building blocks for the generation to come. We are blowing into the winds of creation as we create and prepare the brilliant minds of the future towards excellence. And we just also want to share, if you participate in this Zoom session, you are giving B-Brilliant Minds Project, Inc. the opportunity to record your voice, your comments, and your face. Thank you so very much. And this evening we have Mr. Mike Williams. Hello, Mr. Mike Williams. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
And I can also say Minister Mike Williams. So my question for you, I will start off is, tell us, I got some like 3 questions in one kind of thing, but you know, it's all good. Tell us about yourself, your family, your upbringing, and your passion. So we'll start off with, tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Michael Williams. Grew up in Oakland, California. Started off really into sports. And then as I got a little bit older, I think it was because of my cousin. He was in sports, so I was in sports. Then as I got older, I got into music. I'm not really that interesting, I guess. Kind of, you know.
Yes, you are interesting because, see, what we normally like to do as we're telling these personal stories, we're hoping that we can inspire somebody or encourage somebody, because you never know what people are going through. And when someone else hears your story, it's like, wow, not alone, or wow, I didn't know that. So we get down with it. We tell the good, the bad, and the ugly, and the challenging. So, you know, we tell our whole personal stories, but go right ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I grew up Oakland, California. Not so nice parts, some good parts. But glory be to God, I made it out, you know.
All right.
Definitely was a troublemaker. A lot of times had my mother crying for no reason. Unneeded and unwanted pain caused, but yeah, just push through prayer, endurance, faith, and hope that I could be the person that everybody saw me as, you know, me believing in what they seen in me for me to push myself in order to do it. Because, you know, a lot of times people see stuff in you that you don't necessarily see, you know, because you're young and you watch what you watch and you want to do what you want to do. But then when you really take time to invest in yourself and examine your mind and everything, you see that, hey, I'm somebody special. I got something to add to the world before I'm gone. But
that's right.
Yeah, that's pretty much me though.
So your family, mother, daughter, sister, you know, not, you know,
mom,
aunties.
Got like 1, 2, 3, 4 aunties. Little sister. Well, I have 4 sisters. Mom, dad still alive. Grandmother still alive. My great grandmother, she passed, but she was still alive for a while. So my upbringing was pretty much was good. You know, some people call me spoiled. You know, I did have 3 grandmothers who, you know, they did spoil me. but
Right.
it was a blessing, you know. So, but yeah, that's my family.
Oh, well, that's
No
awesome.
kids, no kids, God kids,
Nope.
kids, not yet.
Well, I say enjoy yourself while you can,
Yeah,
because there's time for those kids. They'll come along. And then the key about with the kids is that, see, you on the back burner.
yeah.
It's all about the kids then. So
Exactly.
so take your time, enjoy yourself. So tell me a little bit about your passion. What is your passion?
My passion is my ministry and my music. I'm really diving into it in a way that I haven't before. Um,
Mm,
Sometimes when you're passionate about something, it you get delayed because it's not the passion and the timing. It sometimes it crashes into each other because you want so much at one time because
mm,
you're truly driven by it. And then when it doesn't come when you want it, you just sometimes you give up or you just be like, well, maybe that part's not meant. But it's all a process. Your passion is something that you want to do, and if you're good at it, you have to realize that it's an everyday process. And it
mhm.
wasn't until I really like, okay, it's an everyday process that I really started to just chill and take the time because I was just stressing myself out. Man, give up all together. But yeah, that's what I'm passionate about, and that's where I'm at with it now.
So with you, with the young man, I mean, life has its toll, life has its roads. And as you just said, we all have those roads that we have to travel. But most importantly, your passion is what's going to continue to push you.
Mm-hmm.
It'll make you not settle.
Mm-hmm.
So, and even though if you get frustrated, I heard you say that you're a minister, and I see that your spirituality your faith will kick in and say, hey, okay, it happened. We're where we are. How do we move forward? So tell me a little bit about how did you know you were going to become a minister, or how did what happened? What happened?
I honestly didn't know. This
Mm-hmm.
was definitely not by my choosing. I started having certain type of dreams and was being
Mm.
driven differently. I talked to my pastor about it. The first time, he just explained to me what the dream meant. Second time, we kind of just went over it some more. Third time, that's when he, alerted me like, hey, this may be a calling for you. And he set up the platform for me to, either put up or shut up. And I succeeded.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is where we are now. Like I said, definitely wasn't by my choosing, which I believe makes it even that much better, because this life is not what I chose, what I would have chose for myself personally. It's definitely lonely and stressful sometimes.
Well, when you have purpose in life, sometimes it happens that way. You end up being like, why me? Why is it only me? And you feel that you're the only one that's going through certain things. And that's why I was saying earlier, it was so important for us, as we celebrate Juneteenth 196, as we celebrate our heritage, as we celebrate our culture. This is a part of sharing our personal stories like our ancestors. We have to look back and know that the things they had to go through, it's like that what's helped me. And it's like, okay, look, you ain't experienced half of what they didn't experience. So look, get it together,
Mm-hmm.
So with their faith, with them pushing us and sharing with us what we're supposed to be doing, always remember that they're looking over your shoulder, and they're a part of, just as well as your spirituality with the Lord that I see, that's your faith, that it pushes you, and we don't know, but at points in our lives, it's like, oh, the light switch clicks on, and it's like, oh, that's what I'm supposed to be doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so with that, I know you talked about the music. I do want you to share something a little later, maybe a couple of them, if you don't mind. But when it comes to preparing for your music, what all entails in that? What happens when you are putting a piece together?
It's definitely different now that I do gospel. Before, when I was doing regular secular, I would just kind of talk about anything.
Yeah.
But when it comes to ministering through the music. It kind of what he sends me, I just put it together pretty much.
Okay.
It's not like I can just sit down and be like, okay, I'm gonna make this song. Like if he don't, I guess kind of like coming up with a sermon. Like if he don't send me something, then I won't have anything. So basically, everything that you hear from me that I write, it was either he came to me in a dream, spoke to me while I was driving in the car. Just we had a one-on-one. It's really all him. I can't really take credit for it, to be honest. It's whatever he sends, I put it down, and that's what it is.
Oh, well, that's awesome. And I know I had, you were sharing with me about the different types of music. I want you to share about, because there's now you are in the studio, but there's one organization that you got the opportunity to be oh God, when you go in under their tutelage and you learn the information. Oh, I can't think of the word. It's just internship. Yes. So are you you're interning with an organization or a business right now?
No, not anymore. They canceled it due to the COVID.
Corona.
Yeah.
Okay.
So didn't get to do that. But that was more sound engineering, not really music. So it wasn't something I was like super interested in, but I definitely didn't want to pass it up due to the company that it was with. But yeah.
Okay. Because as we know, that doors gotta open up one door for something else to come out of it. But however, to me, I believe in divine time, divine order. So it happened, not saying that it's not going to happen again once everything settles down. It's just, thank God you got the opportunity to get your feet in the door, your foot in the door, and then everything else is going to come in that. And now you also share with me that there's different types of sounds that goes into music, and it deals with our feelings. Can you share about that? Because you went to school for
music, audio.
For music, okay.
Like the science of audio.
Okay, go ahead.
Like just different frequencies hit the body differently. And that's really what I'm diving into now, learning those different frequencies, those, it's like they call it hertz, because the human ear hears from, I believe, 20 to 20 kHz or something like that. But as you get older, you lose so many decibels in hearing. And so what a baby can hear, we can't hear, just because they're younger. And so they haven't had hours sitting on the subway or listening to all the different things listening to music for 9-10 hours a day on super max, just killing your hearing. So I'm learning more about it, so I noticed that they say, different hertz cause different emotions, from what I've learned. That's why certain sad songs are played in minor keys, because minor keys supposed to be more like, kind of depressing, more low key, and then more hype songs in major keys. And then you edited those frequencies and different things. So it's definitely something that I'm still learning about. I can't wait to be. I actually did a speech about it in my communications class.
Oh, tell us about it.
It's interesting. Hold on, I got some notes. I can pull it up.
Okay.
I don't want to misquote and have people be like, "Oh, he don't know what he's talking about." Like, cause I know what I'm talking about. That's why I'm learning about it, But yeah, give me 1 second.
Well, we all are long life learners, and I'm glad that some of our gifts that we're giving, we don't go to school for, but God prepares us for our purpose in certain things. So, by you going to school and learning your craft is very important. Go ahead.
Exactly. Give me 1 second.
No problem.
Well, I'm looking for it anyway, because, and then another thing I love about music is its emotional impact too. Like you can be feeling, you can listen to one song all day long, and it will have you feeling exactly how you felt when you woke up all day long. It was just something about that song that, you just want to be sad, and that's it just kept you there because you didn't want to be happy that day. You just wanted to be down. But then there are songs that when you are down, they can't help but pick you up. And that's why sometimes when people are down and they get in the car, I don't want to listen to that. because you feel
Right.
the right way. That song's gonna pull you out of it, but you're not ready to be pulled out of it. So the emotional impact that it has, the fact that it has its own language, and it's
Mm.
everybody, like, it speaks to everybody. It's welcomed everywhere. Dang, I cannot.
That's amazing, because what you saying is so true, because I can hear a song that I done heard 10 years ago. When I hear that song, I feel the emotions. I feel everything that was going on at that time. And I am like, I'm 10 years ahead, but it takes me all the way back.
Mm-hmm.
That's why music is, as they say, a universal language,
Mm-hmm.
but it takes you on, it tells a story to me in your life. And, it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing how music can take you from, like you said, from emotion to an emotion, and then from a time to a time. It's like, wow, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And your mind as a computer reverts right back.
Mm-hmm.
How it goes right back and bring everything up that you was feeling.
Hey, I wish you could go back to them days, because it's just so on that it just carries, and it's like that forever. Like, it doesn't change no matter what age you listen to. When you hear it, it just automatically takes you back to that moment. I can't find it right now, but
okay,
we'll have another one of these, and I'll be able to explain it more when I learn more about it. But basically, music is so impactful. It has its own language. It's powerful. It speaks on so many different levels. It has causes both negative and positive.
mm-hmm.
You can, you got people who aren't, who to themselves don't know that they're capable of doing something, but they may amp themselves up by listening to a song, and you putting other things into that pot, and it's caused them to just go crazy. So there's some people, when they say they're going through something, man, I had to turn. I think Steven said one time, he's like, man, I had to turn Lil Boosie off, because he had me feeling like I was ready to go, go something to somebody. I had to turn on the gospel, because that's just how it is. Like, it's simple, but it's also powerful at the same time.
Mm-hmm. But you're absolutely right. And for you being a young man, that's another part of understanding that. And me, myself, I remember there are certain songs that I can hear when I was younger. It's like it get me on, like, okay, let's go do this. Exactly. But in being able to empower young people, understanding the music and understanding different sounds, to me, I am so grateful that you're learning this. That way you can educate and you can bring awareness to other young minds that may not even have thought of that. Mm-hmm. and then make sense to them, because they have experienced it. Mm-hmm. So which one of your raps you're going to say for us today?
Oh, you want me to rap today?
Yes, you can whatever comes to your heart, or whatever one of your songs. You can even put on one of your songs and sing to it. I don't care. There's several ones. You already know the ones I love, but and others that's on the call, the music that they that they love.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Can I sing along if he does the one I like?
Can I just play? Do I have to?
Well, you can play it.
Well, actually, I'm on my computer, and my computer connects to my speaker, so I actually wouldn't be able to play it because I'm on the Zoom call.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, but I just...
Well, no problem. So my next question to you would be, you kind of touched on a little bit, but why did you choose the profession you are in, or did it choose you?
I believe it chose me.
Okay.
Or it could be a little bit of both too, because you have to make the choice at the end of the day. It just, I got more joy out of doing this than I was doing secular music, or just just regular rapping. And then just the drama that was coming with doing it that way, like we're supposed to have like a deal with Sony, and then something happened where someone spoke up for us and it didn't fall through because whatever reason, but it was just a lot that went with that, and I just didn't really get joy from it. I feel like I was doing it more so for the people around me, because I was just trying to rap what they wanted to hear. But this I can do. I could touch people spiritually, you know, like that's my goal. Like I want to be able to like write a Fred Hammond, Marvin Sapp type song, like, you know, that just like touch the soul. Like when you hear it, you're like, hey, turn that off, because if you play it, you lose it, you know. So that's what I'm waiting on. I'm waiting on my breakthrough song. But yeah, I just get more joy doing this. It makes me happy, and I feel like it's actually something with purpose, you know.
Well, let me encourage you. You do have those songs that touch people's hearts and take them to a place that that empowers them and give them the courage and give them, and spiritually. And I would say that the song that you sing is the one, Fly Away. What is it called?
Fly away.
Say it again.
Fly away.
Fly Away. Oh my God. When I hear that song, it does two things for me emotionally. It allows me to know how significant I am to the Father. And it also humbles me, and I don't know when it's going to be my time to go. So for me, doing the work that I'm doing with the Juneteenth 196, with the other things that we do in our community, how we try to make sure we empower ourselves, our culture, and our people, I don't know when it's going to be. So I got to go out with no gas, you know, with my tank being empty. So for you, when you sing that song, it puts me there. It keeps me focused. It brings me back with balance. It does a whole lot for me, you know. So I tell you, the songs that you do, and I believe other people can attest to it too, songs that you do are those, as you would say, Fred Hammond and all the other people. But however, God has you in that category too. That's my personal opinion.
I appreciate it. I actually, I didn't sit down. We conversated over the phone through messages with this A&R executive with a gospel record label. I'm not gonna say which one, but
no, okay.
But we talked about that song, and you know, it kind of tore me away from listening, not necessarily listening to gospel music, but it made me push like, okay, maybe God want me to do this independently, because they were just basically saying that they didn't want me to push that song. They wanted me to make a different song and sound like everybody else. And I was just like, well, nah, I like this song. And people who hear it, they like it for the reason why I wrote it. Like you just said, like, you know, you don't know when it's your time, but one day I'm going to have to leave here, and I'm just praying that I'm good with him when I'm gone. And, you know, we just going to fly away together, you know? But that's actually one of my favorite songs, man. And I took that personally when he said that, but I'm happy that, you know, you like that one. That's one of my favorites.
Oh yeah, no, I love other ones, but that's one of my that's the favorite, because I then myself think back about things that I went through that I might have not made it out of, and I know for sure. You know. So with that, telling another young man or young girl or a young adult, what would you say to them about trying to stay focused and keep walking into their purpose and destiny, no matter what they hear, think, or feel?
I've actually been trying to figure that out myself lately, like what I could say, because I've been there and right in the middle of it. And you have your, you know, the people you look up to, your motivators, your parents, your family. They tell you one thing and you believe it, but you also have 90% of the time those others around you, and they're impacting you to do something different. And so as a young person, in order to get away from that, and I feel to follow it, I feel like sometimes you got to step away and just be by yourself, which is hard to do when you're young, because there's so much going on. The way the world's moving so fast paced. You just want to be a part of everything, every trend, every party, every event, the girls, all that. But if you could understand what they try to teach you after you leave school, you get it into your head while you're in school, then your future would be, your future would start early. You wouldn't have to wait for it. It'll come to you. And so my biggest thing would just tell them, just try to focus on yourself more than focusing on what everybody else is doing and how it seems is, even if they seem like they prosper and like you see them, they may have Jordans, but they may have stole or robbed for those Jordans. You may not have it, but you got what you got. And eventually you'll put yourself in a position where people will give you that type of stuff for free. It's just, you just at a point where you just got to grind it out and work. And, but I also know that that's hard to do, like I said, it's one show that they did, I think last year, called Euphoria. And Drake is a Drake producer or something that has Zendaya in there. And it really talks about the dark spots and dark times in high school. Wow. And it stays there. It has a little bit like comedic relief in every now and then, but it stays right there because that's how it is every single day for 4 years. So
wow.
You got the preacher and the parents competing with drugs, with sex, with violence that they're consumed with 8 hours and sometimes even longer than that out of a whole day. So it's like, how do you compete with that? You get maybe 2-3 hours with your kids, but the world has them and has their attention for 8 to 10 hours. So you got to figure out a way to get them to pull away from that and really focus on their, their spiritual being and on their mind.
Wow. That is powerful. And thank you for sharing that. So my last question to you would be, what would you like to create, share, or give to the world for your legacy?
Man, that's a good question. Create, share, or give to the world for my legacy?
Yes.
Man, that's a hard question. I'll be asking myself right now, trying to figure out. Legacy, that's a big word. Create. I know I want to create Christian hip hop music in a way that's never been done before.
Okay.
And I guess that would be my legacy in the way that I do it, in the way I present it. I want it to be in a way where it impact, like, because it's hard, because sometimes I battle with, like, I say I want to impact the world, but you don't want to be a part of the world, but at the same time you want to change the world and you want to leave a landmark. And as far as being inside the world, that would be the only thing that I would want. I would just want to change Christian hip hop and how it's viewed forever. Like, make it like not necessarily a popular thing, but just make it to where it's like, okay, he did it on the level as a regular rap artist, or he did it on the level as a pop streaming Billboard artist. Like, put Jesus on the billboards, like really like move it at a level where, you got to put respect on Jesus' name, like you gonna know that man believed in God and that he had a story to tell. But when you really listen to it at the end, when I'm gone, the story that I told really was just a story that's in the Bible. I mean, I just took my own life and I just used my experiences and I found the addresses and I rapped about it.
Well, see, you just explained the legacy. You just explained your legacy. So, and and I'm hoping that what you just said will continue to empower you to, as you said, you still in the midst of figuring it out, but you just gave me the figure out. Yeah. So now knowing that, you're just go in that direction, and I would encourage you to, we got this video Zoom stuff and to reach out to those individual gospel artists. Who knows? They may pick up, who knows, because to me, dealing with COVID-19 and with all of these other micro and macro aggressions that young folks and African-American people and Black and brown folks got to deal with, I believe in this bubble, we now have the opportunity to do something richer and better and bigger when we come back out. So, and to empower folks to in that way. So what do you do for self-care What do you do for self-care?
I'm actually just now getting into self-care. If I'm
Okay.
pretty honest. What I do now is sometimes I just go away, I pray, I'll read my word, and then I'll just like we've been learning in Bible study, I just started examining things in my mind, examining people in my life, things that I need to get rid of, things that are actually helping me prosper, and just try to keep.
Some of the water can go in here.
Uh-oh.
And then just try to make sure that I keep that going on a daily basis, you know, because this battle is a daily battle. So I got to make sure, you know, that self-care is just not a once in a every blue moon thing. It's an everyday thing. Like, you know, so even now when I wake up early, I used to get on my phone and get on Instagram. Now when I wake up early, you know, I talk to God for a little bit, I read my word, just to settle my mind and start my day on the right way. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you know, it's I believe there's teachable moments and everything happens for a reason. So when that piece just came in, it was a distraction. Mm-hmm. But the most importantly is that we kept going. Mm-hmm. And to me, that's what life is about. You know, we're going to have distractions. Things are going to happen. And it's just, how do we figure out to continue to keep moving and empower not only ourselves, but others to be the change. Mm-hmm. You know, to set a foundation like our ancestors did for us. You know, honoring this Juneteenth 196 is about that. You know, again, the stories and knowing that every person's story counts. Everybody is unique of itself. And this is how we need to operate in the world, is that you got something to give. I have something to give, and we all do. And once we do our part in our giving of our gifts, then the world will be a better place to be. Mm-hmm. And, you know, that's what we build on. So, Mike, I just want to say thank you for taking out the time, for being on this actual interview. And I'm going to leave us with this. B-H Brilliant Minds Project, Inc. invites everybody to join us in celebrating the Juneteenth 196, a special 2020 edition. And it says, we are the breath of our ancestors. We will never break because we are history shakers and makers. This is in honor of acknowledging that Black culture, Black minds, Black breath, and Black lives do matter. How we came up with Juneteenth 196 is that if you were to count from June the 19th all the way up until December the 31st, it's 196 days. And that's how we end up coming with this virtual Juneteenth 196, because we were not able to do our regular Juneteenth. Mm-hmm. However, with that, we're so grateful and thankful to say that we are saying it loud, and we are Black, and we are proud. We definitely want to thank our sponsor for allowing us to do the Juneteenth 196, and that's the Win-Rose Fund of the Human Council Foundation. We definitely want to thank them for pouring into us and being a part and allowing us to have this opportunity. This series will be uploaded to www.B-HBrilliantMinds.org, and you can also, it will be recorded on YouTube. So as again, if you participated in this series, you give us the opportunity, the authorization to share your comments, to share your voice, to hopefully inspire others. And on that note, I want to see if anybody else had any questions for you. And if not, we're going to end it with a picture. Uh-oh. Was there anybody?
I don't have a question, but I just wanted to take the time to say thank you to Michael for taking the time out of his busy schedule to engage with us in our Juneteenth 196. And thank you for being a role model, because when my grandson sees you and he likes the songs that you sing, he's bouncing to the beat and he likes what he's hearing. So I would really like to say thank you, and to continue to encourage you to continue to do what you're doing. And I like when you said that the music that they wanted you to sing, you want to sing this music.
Mm-hmm.
So that was doing something to your soul and feeding you. So as it was feeding you, it was also feeding others.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Anybody else want to share?
And if I can chime in, yes, if I can chime in and say,
She breaking up.
Yeah.
you have truly inspired Asante to, I know me being a single mom and a single parent, that I don't understand it from a young man or a man point of view. However, every time he goes to church and every time he sees you, you inspire him, seem like more than what I do. That's okay, because I'll take that. So I just want to thank you for walking in your purpose and walking in your gift into doing what your heart desires it for you to do, and that is to sing your songs, because they are definitely unique. They are definitely special. They're definitely reaching not just the young, but they're reaching the old, the wise, wisdom us as well. So I just want to thank you for and encourage you to continue to live out your dream and continue to just be you.
Appreciate it.
Anyone else?
I agree with that. I don't know if my phone will be breaking up too, but I agree with Melanie said. We are quite proud. We definitely enjoy your song. We're still waiting on our extra verse, though. You know, I just want to put that on record that I'm still waiting on that extra verse on that song. And I applaud you for standing up and taking a stance when they wanted you to do your song differently. And you said, no, that I'm going to keep it the way that it is, because that is the way, like you said, nothing you get, you don't get anything unless God gives it to you. So if God gave it to you that way, that it needs to remain that way. And when it's your time, God would also provide that. He would also make provision and make time, and will put things in place for you to be able to do it the way that He says to do it. So just continue to do as God says. And as long as you do that, we know that everything will be blessed.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much for joining us.